Quick setup using BitFocus as companion and a Stream Deck to control a ATEM switcher and also controlling ProPresenter. Got a Stream Deck hooked up to the computer. It's not actually plugged in at this moment because I want to show you the process of setting things up. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up Companion. Icon pops up here. You click on it. You need to choose your network interface. Right now this is the default loopback interface. I'm going to choose, in this case it's wireless. I would be choosing a wired interface to control my system. And then I'm going to click Launch GUI. That's going to open up my default system browser. Let me just go ahead and resize that so that we can still see our Stream Deck system. I'll just do this actually, make it a little easier. Okay. So, there we go. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the equipment I'll be working with. You can add by category, or add by manufacturer, or you can search. I'm just use Blackmagic Design ATEM. It then takes me to my configuration tab. This is the label that I'll be referring to, and this is the IP of the switcher. Now the switchers need to be on the same network as the computer that will be controlling it. They also have to be able to talk to each other. So for example, if they're in the 10 dot network, your subnet mask needs to allow both machines to talk to each other. So right now I'm 192.168.99.13 is my local network. So I would do 192.168.99. whatever it says on the switcher, so 10. And then apply changes. It tells me the instant configuration is updated. If I go over to instances, it shows that I have my ATEM with the module name that I've given it, the label, the status would be green if I actually had one connected, and then I have options to delete, disable, or edit. If I go to edit, it simply allows me to go back here and change my IP address. So once I do that, once we've done that, we want to go ahead and take and plug in our Stream Deck. So once we do that, it does a little flashy, it thinks about it. We have our Stream Deck icon that pops up, but currently Companion can't see that. What we have to do is go to the surfaces, click Rescan USB, and boop, you can see now we have our page up, page, and page down icons on the Stream Deck. So now we can go into our buttons, and this layout is what you see available on your Stream Deck. You have a 4x3 grid. You can put buttons anywhere you want within this, and you also have multiple pages to play with. So right now we're on page 1, page 2, page 3. You can change titles of pages. And as you see down here, it might be hard to see, but that says sample. So it actually changes live as you're moving things. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on the first button here. Set my button style to be a text. You can see my first button popped up, says unnamed. We'll call it 1. On key up down actions, I want to take and set my ATEM input on preview, not on program, on preview. And I can also do instance feedback. So for example, with the ATEM, it will tell me if something is in the preview or if something's in the program by telling me, or by sending the color green or red or whatever color I select back. So set input on preview, input 1. We're using a TV studio or we're using a 1ME switcher. If we were using a 2ME switcher, this is where you would change the second ME. And then you can also hit test action. And if you had your switcher hooked up, you would be seeing input 1 going into the preview. Now here's a nice thing. Once I've created this, I can then take and copy this button to there. I'll do that again for you. Hit copy, and it says press the button you want to copy, so this button, and I want to put it there. Now to edit the button, I simply select it, change it to input 2. Very important, I want to change the options under my actions to input 2. And that's it. I go back to buttons, input 3. Under my options, change that to input 3. And then it will tell the ATEM set input on preview, input 3 in the 1ME. That's it. Now when you press the button, it will change that to the input. You can then press the cut or take button on the software, or you can do what we're about to do and create a cut and take software button. So new button, edit button style, text. We're going to call this cut. Key on down actions, ATEM cut operation. Which ME? It's the 1ME. And you can now see we have a cut button down here. Buttons. Select this button. Set button style tab. We're just going to call it take action. ATEM run auto transition operation. 1ME. So you can see cut and take. The buttons appear automatically as you're creating them. If you need to delete a button, you select delete. And it says you want to clear the style action of this button, you say OK. If you need to move a button, you can move a button from there to here for layout, not a problem.